And we're back with session number 2, how the Primalista license works. So I noticed in the chat, there is a lot of chat about the VOD boxes and the cookies arriving all smashed up. I'm so devastated that the cookies arrived all smashed up because I did wrap them in some of the lovely hex wrap and put them in the baking tin. I thought that they won't get smashed like that, but apparently I needed to secure them in the tin because they kind of rattled around in the tin and ended up as biscuit crumbs, which is a little bit rubbish. And if you are wondering where your VOD box is, or where the rest of your order is that you had with your VOD box, that will come directly from your local Primalista who actually knows how to post stuff out, because I don't normally post anything out because everything comes from local Primalistas. So say if you ordered a VOD box and a brownie mix and some bread, the brownie mix and the bread are going to be made by your local Primalista and sent to you. All right. But I'd love to know, let me know in the chat if you did get a VOD box and if you've made the low carb loaf or the fat and seedy bread. I'd love to hear how it went and if you enjoyed the process of making it. Did you put it in the bag? Did you put the label on it? And after today's session, after this session, we're going to zoom to the Gold Coast with Primalist Amanda, who's going to demonstrate how to bake the product live. Now, it was quite a surprise to me that some people thought it was going to be a bake along, cook along, kind of like what Joe does. But I think that's a brilliant idea. I think we might do that next time. But for this session, don't worry if you don't have your VOD box. Don't worry, you don't need to cook along. Just sit back, enjoy, and you can bake yours whenever you like. So I didn't order a VOD box. Can I order one? No, they're all sold out now. Sorry, Cassie. Yeah, it was. So in the VOD box, there was a low carb loaf mix, a packet mix, and a primal alternative bread tin, a bag and a label. So you got to not just try a product, but also how it feels when you wrap it up and put a label on it. It's so different to just making it. But I am going to share a recipe with you later on today. So if you do want to try a primal alternative-esque recipe, stick around. All right, let's get into it. So what am I going to cover in this session? I just need to move my head. I can read it now. I'm going to show you how you can save $1,499 on the Primalista membership when you join by November the 24th, plus how you can receive $5,700 in bonus extras. Can I just say as well, if you've watched an info session before and you think, oh, I've seen this before, it's different. So definitely stick around. I'm going to show you how you can kickstart your Primalista home-based business in as little as 8 weeks. We've got Primalistas that are up and running in 2 to 8 weeks, plus details on how the Primalista Mentor program can fast track that. So that's a new program that I just started last term. I've ran the first round. The results are just blowing my mind, and I'm going to share a little bit more of that with you as well. I'm going to show you how you can enjoy the freedom and confidence that comes from being your own boss and potentially earn up to $5,000 a month baking from home, and why baking healthy, real food is a proven long-term business model, and why this market is going to keep growing in the future. We're also going to talk about the markets and the cost of living crisis, because I know that's definitely clickbait out there everywhere. And I want to share the truth, the real life experience that we are finding as real food producers. Blick, blick. Okay, I'm going to show you all the tools you need to make your business a success and how you can make a full-time income working as little as 3 days a week. So our part-time Primalistas, some of them are earning more or the same as my full-time tradie husband. So I'll go a little bit more into that. And also a live Q&A. So fire questions as they come into your mind as I'm going through this session. Fire them out. This is the time. This is the last live event I'll be doing before we close the doors on the 24th of November. So don't hold back. Fire away. And stick around to the end, because I'm going to be opening the doors to Primal Alternative, and I'm going to show you how you can join. It's a brand new way to join, totally different to anything we've ever done before. Plus, I have an extra time-sensitive bonus that is just for today. So if you're watching the recording on Tuesday, sweet. If you're here at the live, you don't want to miss this and find out what this is all about. So a little bit about me. I am Helen Marshall. You can call me H, please do. Even my dad calls me H. I'm an English girl that's living in Australia in a place called Denmark. That sounds like Scandinavia. It's very confusing, but I live in Denmark, which is on the south coast of Western Australia. The nearest city is Albany. It's about 6 hours south of Perth. So really quite regional and very remote. I live on 100 acres of bush with my husband, Mike the Chippy. He's a Kiwi, and our son, Sam, who is 15, and our daughter, Millie, who is 12. What a cute bunch. And I have got a lifelong love of all things health and fitness, which started with me teaching aerobics at the age of 14. I'm a qualified fitness instructor. I've been a personal trainer. I have a degree in business studies for the wellness industry. I'm also a certified primal health coach, and I have hosted a podcast on the Wellness Couch and been a guest on many different podcasts. I think Cassie was saying she heard me on Joe's podcast recently, which is really cool. I've also spoken at key wellness events across the country and had my own food as medicine health transformation. And most importantly, I'm mum to Sam and Millie and wife to the gorgeous Mike. So food as medicine transformation, have you had one? Have you, like, you don't normally get into a paleo primal ancestral way of living unless you had to, right? So let me know in the chat, has that been your experience? How come you eat this way? So the Primal Alternative brand, it has been established for 9 years and the license is in its 7th year. So when I first sold the first Primalista license, that was back in August 2016. And at that time, it was 5 recipes that were emailed to the new Primal Alternative producer, the first ever Primalista. I was like, thank you. Here's the recipes. Good luck. And that was pretty much it. Oh, no, that's not fair. We did have a little Facebook group for me and her. And you know, they lived locally. It was a really good first Primalista because she lived locally and she had a co-op at the local market. So she sold bulk goods. She'd seen Primal Alternative. She loved the product. She knew how successful it was. I showed her my invoice book. And so she was a perfect first Primalista. But yeah, 5 recipes in an email. That was it. No like branding, nothing. So it's very interesting. But now, 7 years later, we're a bit more slick. And this model has been successfully replicated in 4 countries across the world. We've got 33 streamlined products, very important, across 4 different product lines and over 400 stockists now. Remember in the video, it was 200, now it's 400. And this is the world's leading bake from home business. Like, I don't know of anything else out there like this. Do you? Like, it's quite unique. And so far it's helped 293 people get started in their own Primal Alternative business. So 293 people have been where you are today, bought a license and given it a crack. So many people have walked before you, many kinks have been ironed out. And I'm very excited that we're nearly at 300 Primalistas. And I want to know who my 300th Primalista is going to be, because that is very exciting to be the 300th. That's hard to say. So what is Primal Alternative? Well, Primal Alternative is a grain-free food company. The difference that Primal Alternative has against other paleo grain-free food brands is that our products are locally homemade. And it's not just bread. So we've got pizza bases and wraps and cookies and jellies. We've got granola, we have packet mixes, and also a whole food range. So if customers are looking for convenient breakfasts, granola, how easy is that? Lunches, sardines on toast or eggs on toast, wraps for fajita nights, cookies when you want a snack, pizza night. It's all there If you want to have your own home bake experience, we've got the packet mixes so that you're not going to have to go out and, as Alex says, charge your pantry. How many times have you done that? Like, I remember when I first got into whole food baking and I got Jude Blareau's whole food cookbook. Love Jude, love her. And I had to go out and buy Dutch cocoa and this and that and stuff. You know, it wasn't just self-raising flour and cocoa powder, you know, and sugar. It was all these other things. And I remember going and thinking, bloody hell, this is going to be the most expensive tray of brownies I've ever made, right? And do you use the rest of the packet of the expensive ingredient that you've just bought? Sometimes no. And the thing I love about our packet mixes is that it minimizes food waste and it minimizes cost, because our customers, and you would have got your low carb loaf mix in a VOD box, they get the mixes, they can just add the wet ingredients, there's no waste. They have exactly the right amount of ingredients and they have the bake from home experience. If you want like my husband loves our bread, but he loves it best when it's fresh from the oven. So his butter can melt on it, right? And also whole foods. So Primalistas with their ABN buy in bulk food at a wholesale price. So similar to what your health food shop would do. And then they can then sell it on at markets, sell it on to their customers. So, you know, customers can get their breads, their wraps, and a kilo of almond meal and some hemp seeds. So it's pretty cool little business model. And what is a Primalista? Well, a Primalista is a primal alternative producer. Now, I hope you're paying attention because I'm going to quiz you on this in a minute. So let's talk about the real health food market. So consumers have lost faith in big supermarket brands. Play MR said that 59% of people believe that natural products meet their dietary requirements much better than regular supermarket food. Do you agree with that? 45% said the range of natural food options in the supermarket is insufficient. What natural food options? So the grain-free and the food intolerant market is a growing market. So this is a screenshot from the Australian Bureau of Statistics that says that 17, so this is 2012, so we're talking 10 years ago, 17% of Australians reported avoiding a food type due to an allergy or an intolerance, with the most common types of intolerance being dairy and gluten, majority, and then shellfish and peanuts. So nobody asked me if I was avoiding any foods in 2012. Did they ask you? And 2012, you know, it was a long time ago. I don't think I was avoiding anything then. It was pre-health crisis. So we can guess that this number is somewhat larger than 17%. So let's talk about starting a business in a recession. So investor and advisor Stephen Petith's opinion is that food production, land and transport will perform well in the upcoming times. So although everywhere you go, we've got to remember that the news is there to sell advertising. The stuff that we see online in the news, it's clickbait. It's trying to get us hooked into fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And, you know, in the time that we've been in the last 3 years, I've done my fair share of doom scrolling. You know, let me know if you've been there thinking, oh, I shouldn't look, but I can't help it anymore. Like a cup of tea. And it isn't all doom and gloom. And here we still are moving forward. And there are big opportunities. And what I have noticed from being in Primalista calls with people like yourself is that the last 3 years have been a really incredible time for people to get clear on what is important to them and make changes. And I don't know I know there's been certainly some not brilliant things that have come out of it, but there have definitely been a lot of silver linings and a lot of new beginnings because of it, and big opportunity. So when you get frozen in paralysis analysis, refreshing your news feed on your phone, doom scrolling like me, like what I found was the only thing that really kind of pulled me out of that was to focus on what really matters. And for me, it was doing really grounding activities like watering the garden, planting some seeds, cooking an amazing meal for my family, being of service in my business, contributing in a meaningful way with what I can do, right? And who knows, like there is no crystal ball. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? We just don't know. But what we do know is that it's really important to diversify income streams. There are a lot of people who were stood down because of mandates. And if that income stream from that one job was all they had, they were up without a paddle, up so-and-so creek without a paddle, right? So we know it's really important to diversify. And companies that focus on what really matters will be the companies that thrive, that have weathered the storm. And Primal Alternative is a proven model. We've made it through the pandemic, and with the community support from a lot of Primalistas, we have got each other's back. We pull together, and we are small enough to adapt to change. So it's not just me. I'm the founder. I put it all together. I kind of like steer the ship. But when there's things and decisions to be made, or I always lean on the Primalistas, because 120 heads are better than one, and we can adapt to, in the sense that we're not a big factory. And this is what I found a lot speaking to food producers during the pandemic. They had big factories and they had warehouses full of stock that they had to shift. And if you're in that situation, that can kind of be tricky. But if you're a small enough brand that needs to change, say if there's an ingredient shortage, we need to tweak a recipe and swap the ingredients, we can do that in a very short period of time. Not that we've had to, which is really interesting. So it's all about risk versus reward with anything. What's the worst that could happen, for your investment, your time and your return? And I'm not here to sell a dream today. I really want to show both sides of the ledger so that you can feel that you're making the right decision for you, because really it's up to you. It's your investment, it's your time, it's your return. And I really want you to think about what is the worst that could happen, and maybe write it down. Just write down what's the worst that could happen if you were to invest in a business model like this and put your time into it. What's the worst that could happen? And can you live with that worst case scenario? Because we often find, I think, from the primal point of view, that something going wrong could mean certain death. It would do, right, if we were in a tribe. And our doubts and fears are there to protect us in that way. But I quite like to just say to my doubts and fears, this is just an experiment. I've got this, it's all good, and just see what happens. So Primal Alternative is a very low risk, low startup with very low overhead business. So Primal, the business model is what's known as a low input business. So that just means that it leverages other people's time, other people's money, other people's skills, other people's creativity, and other systems and processes. So that means is that the system's already made, and you add your value and create value in your life by utilizing that with your golden spot based on what you're looking to do. So Forbes says a side hustle is more than just another stream of income. It's also the new job security. So let's move on. So Primal Alternative is a well-loved brand. We've got fabulous people on board like Jordan Pye, Steph Lowe, Mark Sisson from the Primal Blueprint, Cindy O'Meara, Kim Morrison, Joe Witten, and of course, Alex Stewart. So over to you, Alex.
Hi, my name's Alex Stewart, founder of Low Tox Life and author of a book by the same name. I just want to say a couple of little things about the beautiful community of bakers and cooks that Helen has created through Primal Alternative. So many parents that I speak to, their sticking point is the overwhelm of trying to make everything from scratch. and then the expense of charging their pantries full of all the different ingredients that they need just to make a simple loaf of bread that is highly nourishing and nutrient dense. So for me, Primal Alternative meets that need for the busy modern parents who have a few things going on. You know, maybe you're living in a city and maybe you're both working, whatever that might be. It just means you can actually still get incredible food for your family without having to make it all yourself, which even I love a good outsource. I'm absolutely comfortable to admit that. And then the other thing is when I'm traveling around doing talking tours. Just last week in Perth, I had for the second time the wonderful Tanya from Primal Alternative. She was our caterer of choice there as our Primal Alternative or Primalistas all around Australia. And it's just so wonderful to be able to bring the low tox community into a space, to have a beautiful chat about all the things that I want to support in terms of their goals, but to also know that the food we're offering is really good food, whereas often it used to be really hard and you'd end up with like the Nescafe and the Arnott's tin at the council kind of library, and it would just be so embarrassing and off-brand. So I really love now being able to tap into the local Primalista in that part of Australia and know that we're going to get great food for our events.
So I was just looking in the chat that a few people were saying that the internet was lagging. Can you hear me now? Just want to do a quick sound check. Can you hear me all right? Just want to give me a thumbs up. Yes, you can hear me. Awesome. Thank you. That's good. I was like, oh no. All good now. Good. Yeah. Sorry. I did see at one point it said my internet was unstable. So apologies for that. Tech, hey, tech in the middle of the bush. It can be a bit, it can be a bit hit and miss sometimes. But glad we are there now. Let's move on. All right. So that's enough about me. What about you? So I have asked already, when did you come across Primal Alternative? Have you seen that? Did you get an info pack? Did you get a VOD box? Have you tried any recipes? Have you tried any products? Let me know in the chat. My camera's frozen now. Oh, great. Hope I haven't got a silly expression. Maybe if I stop video and start again, that might help. So Jackie says she's been at the produce market at Kiama. That would be with Primalista, Georgia, right? She's lovely. All right. So moving on, next question for you. What's your why? Why are you here today? Why are you exploring the Primalista license right now? So you can tell me in your own words, but it could be that you've lost the passion for your 9 to 5 and need a change. That's really common. A lot of people feeling that they can do their job, sit on their head, but they just can't do it anymore. Maybe you love your environment and want to make some extra money from home. Maybe you want to build a side hustle doing something you enjoy, or have always been interested in being your own boss, or you want to help others reclaim their health with real food, or all of the above. Awesome. So Thea says, I love baking. I'm a Thermomix consultant. I want to work from home and really want to contribute to the household income. Oh, that's Catherine. Oh, hi, Catherine. All of the above. Love the products and want to have a business I enjoy all round. Looking forward to receiving a box of goodies to try. Or you could also make them yourself and become a Primalista. Love the breads for 6 months. So you've been eating them for the last 6 months? Cool. All of the above. Brilliant. So what is holding you back? What's stopping you from moving forward? Is it money constraints, time constraints, lack of know-how, family duties or current job restraints, or fear, self-doubt or lack of confidence, or uncertainty in the world right now? Cassie says, oh my God, I'm over the 9 to 5. I want to help my family's health. Brilliant. Hilary says, all of the above, but particularly I want to work for myself rather than for other people and contribute to our family. Yes. Thea says, I'm scared. I'm not Thea, it's Catherine, isn't it? Scared of not finding customers. That's really common. We're going to work on that in Do Your Own Research And Jane says as well, finding customers. Looking at moving to Mudgee, not sure if I can run a business in 2 towns. Well, stick around for the do your own research, because we're going to get into that specifically for you. So Mark Belson, that's Pip, isn't it? All of the above, expanding my work in the holistic nutrition space. Love it. Money constraints and family responsibilities are holding you back. Thank you. Wonderful. So Primal Alternatives started with a health crisis. So I got really sick. I'd been, as you know, really into health and fitness and sticking to the food pyramid, eating a lot of healthy whole grains and low fat, chowing down on salads without any dressing on, worrying about calories in and calories out, and working it all out down at the gym. And yeah, basically ended up in a state where I was incredibly ill. I couldn't focus on anything more than just getting through the day, couldn't sleep at night, couldn't poo, and just ached from absolute head to toe. It was a horrific place to be. And it's a really good opportunity for our surprise guest to pop in. So here she is. That's good timing, seriously. Couldn't have picked it better. Let me just find, ooh, hang on a minute. Bear with me. Where are you? Where are you, surprise guest? There you are.
Hello.
Where are you? I can't see you.
I'm down here.
I'm down here. All right, let me stop this share. All right, where are you? I'm going to find you, Jo Whitten from Quirky Cooking. Our surprise guest. How exciting. There you are.
Hello. How's the open day going?
There you are. It's going really good. It's going really good. And you know what? You've dropped in at the right time, because I was just sharing about my health story and how horrible I felt and how that then went on to become a business. And then you popped in and you were just going to tell us about that for you as well.
Okay. Is that what you would like me to say? Talk about?
Yeah, if you like. Whatever you want to talk about, Jo. If anyone's got any questions for Jo, you can ask them in the chat too.
Yeah, sure. In case you don't know me, I have a website called Quirky Cooking and 3 cookbooks, and have been through my own health journey a bit like Helen, and just have found amazing health differences from eating whole foods and going back to much more natural diet. And I eat a lot of grain-free and love Primal Alternatives. So Helen said, please pop in. But I went through a stage, well, most of my life, where I was just sick all the time and didn't realize why. And it turned out to be gut health related. And all the years that I spent trying to do special diets and eating, gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, whatever, sugar-free, and then still really struggling until I really worked on getting those really nourishing, healing foods into my diet, and focused much more particularly on grain-free for a while. And the changes happened so quick once I started really focusing on those gut healthy options. And food was the main thing that we changed. We didn't go on a huge thing of supplementation and testing and all of that. We just mostly changed our food. And within a year, I was able to eat dairy, which I'd never been able to handle. My skin cleared up. I had so much more energy within weeks, actually, of changing my diet, and just really saw a huge change in everything from anxiety to, hormones, all sorts of stuff. And my son, Isaac, was the main reason we really jumped into changing our diet. And he had a lot of issues with mental health and really severe OCD, and that was just a huge game changer for him. And it took him about a year to get to the stage where he could go off medication, and he's never been back on. And that was when he was 13, and he's now 21 and doing great, and still eating this way. So yeah, it's been a huge blessing in our family to learn about the power of food. But like everyone, we get busy and we don't always have time to make everything from scratch. And so it's so awesome to have some options that you can just buy now and then. And that's why I love Primal Alternative, because you just get, you get so busy, and that's when you get slack, I think, is when you just are too tired, too busy. Just good products like Primal Alternative that you know don't have any nasties in the ingredients. So many health food store products now, you really can't trust the products unless you really research the ingredients. So many of them, there's a lot of greenwashing. I'm sure H will talk to you about that, but I found when you find a brand that you can trust, you stick with it. And that's what I hear a lot from people about Primal Alternative. So congratulations, H, you've done such a good job.
Oh, thanks, Jo. People are saying in the chat that you're such an inspiration to them. A lot of people here, from your wonderful community. So thanks for letting them know about me. Awesome. Thank you so much for popping in, Jo, and being our surprise guest and letting us know your story. It was really awesome for you to pop in. You just had your lunch. What are you going to do now?
Drink my cuppa.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got two of my team here working, and we are sorting stock. So getting all the spice mixes and everything ready for Christmas sales.
Awesome. Yes. So love your spice mixes. Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Have fun, guys.
Thank you, Jo. Enjoy your cuppa. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
I don't know how to leave.
Beat it. All right. Oh, how cool was that? All right. Now, just checking that you can. Oh, can you see my screen again? Oh, can you see the screen? Give me a nod if you can see the screen. Awesome. All right, we're back. That was exciting, wasn't it? Love Jo. What a legend she is. I'll just pin me again. There we go. All right. So after my health transformation and getting back, very similar story to Jo, and probably to yours too, because the power of food is amazing and the power of the body to heal is just mind-blowing, right? When we take out all the stuff that made us sick in the first place. So I became a health coach because I think you reach a part in your journey after you've healed, and that part of your journey needs to be very inward, almost selfish, in that you just have to look after yourself first, because you are no use to anyone else unless you're good, right? And then you reach a period, a part what I call self-transcendence, or a healing transcendence, where you feel so much better that you think everybody should feel as good as you do, and you just feel this overwhelming desire to want to help other people, right? So that's why I became a health coach. But the feedback that my clients gave me was pretty much this, and I'm sure we can all relate. In those early days, making dietary changes is overwhelming. It's absolutely overwhelming. You're terrified of making something new, spending a lot of time and money to get it on the table, to then have it pushed to the other side of the table by family members who don't even like it. It can be very, very, very daunting. You've got to make friends with your farmer when you eat this way. You've got to ferment your vegetables. You've got to soak your nuts. There's no just like nipping out for convenient stuff anymore. You've got to give up bread. Oh my Lord, and pizzas. And you go to a coffee shop and there's just nothing that you can have, right? And this is what my clients said to me. And they said, look, we feel amazing. We feel great this way. We feel energized. A lot of our symptoms have gone, but I just don't have the time to do it. And then I get slack, and then I just order a pizza, and then I think, oh, well, sod it, I'll just finish the wine. And then I go and dig out that ice cream in the freezer, and then I'm just feeling like I've fallen off the wagon and I'm just an absolute failure. So I said, well, you know, I've made a few products for my family, because Mike the Chippy said, we're not going paleo if we can't have cookies. We still make these cookies. And yeah, so I literally took some of our family favorite recipes. Like we had a choc chip cookie recipe. I swapped out the self-raising flour for almond meal, swapped out the melts of the choc chips from the supermarket for some 70% cacao dark chocolate chips. Yeah, and swapped out the Nuttalex for organic butter. And what do you know? The result was even better than the original. So I said to my health coaching clients, look, I've got bread, I've got pizzas, I've got cookies, because we really can't live without those. So I'm happy to sell those to you if that's going to help you on your journey. And those products just took off. Like, I ended up not having enough time to do health coaching anymore, because it wasn't long before the local health food shop found out, and they were giving me a call, and I was going, I remember the day going there and, oh, I'm not a food person. I don't know anything. I'm not a chef. I don't have a food background. Who am I to be selling food? You know, it was huge imposter syndrome, but I went along and did it anyway. And we're still stocked in that shop now, years and years later. The local authentic gourmet pizza shop, Massimo Rinaldi, he found out about my pizza bases, and he knew a lot of people were gluten and grain intolerant, and he wanted to offer a paleo pizza base, still to this day stocked in that shop. And on it goes. And that part of the business just absolutely took off. So my mission now is to help as many people as possible access quality grain-free alternatives. Joe touched on the greenwashing in the supermarket. It makes me mad. It makes me so mad. You might see a few posts on my Instagram page, just like low carb pizzas in the supermarket, and they've got 52 grams of carbs in the pizza. They're not even low carb, and they're made with just some kind of chemical shitstorm. It makes me mad of ingredients. So my goal is to help as many people as possible get quality grain-free alternatives, because life should be delicious and deprivation-free. Like, you don't want to feel like you're on some cuckoo diet and to feel like a pretzel, right? I love inviting mainstream friends around for dinner and for giving them lasagnas and cakes and all these amazing things, and that they have gotten zero clue that it's grain-free because it tastes so good. And I want to empower women with a business model to help them create the lifestyle, income, and impact that they desire. I think my internet's a bit unstable again, guys, so please bear with me. So it's good to know I'm just a regular woman. I'm the sole director of Primal Alternative. Primal Alternative is not owned by a corporate. Yes, it's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not MLM, although, you know, MLM has its place. It's not MLM, and it's a license, and it's not a franchise. So what's the difference between a license and a franchise, H? Well, a license is where you just granted the right to produce something under somebody's brand, my brand in this case, whereas a franchise is a lot more, there's a lot more control. You have to declare you've got to do a lot of sales reporting, declare all your earnings. The franchisor takes a percentage, usually 5 to 8% of every sale. You've got to run all your marketing past the franchisor. When it's not like that. Here, it's just here's something that I did, you do it your way. Because this works, and this is going to save you a lot of the battle of setting up a business. So here is the quiz. Are you ready? I'm going to open up the chat group. I want the answers. Could you please explain greenwashing? Oh, I'd love to explain greenwashing, Cassie. So greenwashing is basically where it's brainwashing. It's lying, essentially. So getting a product that is crap, but making it sound like it's amazing to trick you into buying it. And unless you had some kind of like chemistry degree, you wouldn't be able to figure out what was in it. oh no, I hate that. Just like swizzing people, tricking people. Just, oh yeah, hate it. Big marketing companies, big corporates, big money to spend, don't care about your health. They just care about the shelf life and the profitability of that product. They don't care about whether it's packaged in plastic. They don't care about any of that. They just care about shelf life and ultimately profitability, money. That's what they care about. It makes me mad. And this is a grassroots antidote to that. And I'm very passionate about that, can you tell? Right, so here's the quiz. So this is legit searches from Google, all right? And I thought, let's do this because this is what people want to know when they go online, right? So hang on, somebody keeps going out and coming back in and going out and coming back in. I have to let them in again, but I can't click. There we go. Admit. Welcome back, Jody. Okay, so who owns Primal Alternative? Answer in the chat. Is Primal Alternative an MLM? I can't read the quiz. You can't read the quiz. Can you not see the screen? Cassie? Who owns Primal Alternative? It's blurry. It's blurry. Oh dear. Okay, so it says, who owns Primal Alternative? What is Primal Alternative? What is a Primalista? Sorry, it's blurry. I think I'm having internet issues, but I think we've answered those questions, right? So I own Primal Alternative. Primal Alternative is a grain-free food business, and a Primalista is a Primal Alternative producer. Primal Alternative is not an MLM. Fun. All right, so now I'm going to show you how the Primalista license works. With the Primalista license, you're going to get the recipes and resources to create a business that works for you and your lifestyle by producing and selling the Primal Alternative range under the Primal Alternative trademark brand. The license gets you from A to B quicker than if you started a brand from scratch, because the product development, branding, packaging, marketing, pricing, and compliance are all done, which means you can get started in your business, baking and earning money within 2 to 8 weeks. The Primalista license is a proven model with a simple to follow system that's been replicated over the last 5 years by over 220 Primalistas in 4 different countries. This just means there's more chance of your business being successful too. I'll tell you about a few of the tools available to make your business a success. You'll get the suppliers to get your labels, ingredients, and bags at the best price possible. And also our food safety program and letter templates for your food business registration. And if the thought of applying for a food business registration with council makes you feel all scared and you're so certain your council's worse and your old kitchen won't pass, then congratulations, you're normal. But this document is going to show your environmental health officer everything that they are looking for in terms of our method, all of our lab tests to prove that our products are low risk, not potentially hazardous, therefore we can make them from a domestic kitchen. And it's also going to give you an idea of what council's looking for and arm you with the good food safety and food handling skills that you'll need to know to get approved and be a legit food business operator. You'll get easy to follow recipes and how-to videos, all designed for your domestic kitchen. And whether you've got a 600 or a 900 oven, you'll be able to fit 12 loaves of bread in at once. You'll get products that we know sell and meet the paleo, low carb, and vegan market demands. Your business will be advertised on the Primal Alternative website so customers can find you and place orders. You'll get, sorry, I also wanted to tell you about the online shop. So we have an online shop, and as a Primalista, you'll be offered the orders that come from the customers closest to you. And if it fits in with your bake, you can do it, but you can also turn them down and pass them on to another Primalista. You're going to get marketing materials. So this is on our resources page in the resource bank. Head down to marketing templates, and you're going to find things in here like flyers, business cards, online order postcards, and banners for your farmers markets. We've also got really awesome customer and stockist brochures, not featured here, but they are on there. You're also going to get over 500 professional photos, quote cards, and customer reviews to share online. So here's some of our pictures of our packet mixes and our pancakes. And over to our social media tiles, you'll see Primal Alternative helps me buy. And you've got like, if you don't know what to post on social media, here's some ideas. This will keep you going for a year, right? And what that's going to be doing is just really enhancing the like, know, and trust of your brand so that you can get more sales. Are you feeling a little bit terrified and excited about starting a business? If so, that's a good sign. And I call it Ter-excitified. It just means you're doing something that aligns with your values, but it's new, so it's scary. And that's why in the resources, you'll find tools to help take your mindset next level, because starting a business is a wonderful opportunity for personal growth, learning new skills, and having new experiences and contributing in a new way. You're also going to get support with our super collaborative community who get it in our Primalista Facebook group. So there we go. So in summary, you'll be joining a well-established business with the support that you need so that you'll have more predictability in your business, more time, more money, less stress, and less risk. So, all right. So who would like to have a little look behind the scenes at one of the Primal Alternative videos of me showing you how to make the products? Me. Let's make the quirky cooking macadamia and currant shortbread. So I'm starting off by blitzing the macadamias. So pop those to the side. I'm going in with the tapioca flour and the almond meal, the coconut sugar, and then our organic butter. So I'm going to mix this for 10 seconds. And then I'm going to add in the macadamias and the currant, just popping in the rose water. So just getting a small portion, zeroing the scales and trying to guess magic 30. So you want to create a little ball with your hands, like so, and then just gently push down like that. That's your cookie. These smell so good. And then you're going to take them 3 at a time. This is a special technique. And then going in with the other 3. And then we're just going to squeeze the air out of the bag, twist the top of the bag, and then for the highly satisfying, pop in your label in the center. Voila. Let's make pizza bases. So I'm going in first of all with the cashew nut milk. Then I'm going in with my eggs. Then I am going to add the grain-free baking powder. And now in with the salt. Don't forget the coconut oil. So I'm just going to take that off the Thermomix and just scrape down the sides of the bowl. And just going to mix again, speed 5, 30 seconds.
And then you're going to take your pizza tray and pop it onto the scales. So once you've measured it, I like to take it off the scales and then just spread it around using your spatula. So the pizzas are all done. So again, we want to take them off the trays straight away. And we're going to put them in the bag like this. And again, one last cuddle, squeezing the air out of the bag. And put the label in the center. And there you go.
And there you go. Super easy, hey? So the recipes are really simple. Just measure, mix, and bake like they have to be if this is going to be replicable, right? Otherwise, it just wouldn't work. And you don't need a Thermomix. And those videos, I should point out, are edited. So obviously, when you're a Primalista, you'll see the full clip where I tell you how much to put in and all that kind of thing. But we just wanted to give you a bit of a taster for what it looked like. So what about the startup costs of starting this low input business? So I won't read everything out here, but you can maybe do a screenshot. This is also on the FAQ page on the website, but pretty much you're going to need a food business registration, which is about $500, depending on your local council. I've seen prices vary from $25 to $1,200, which was a one-off ridiculous cost. And you'll also be looking at an annual renewal of about $120. You'll need insurance, which is about $50 a month. That's product and public liability insurance. Go to your favorite insurer, shop around, or Primalista Chicken is an insurance broker. She's also been a Primalista for 6 years, in her 6th year, so she can sort you out with that if you want. You're going to need things like your tins and your trays, which is specific to this business model, but you're also going to need things that you've probably already got, like cooling racks, insect nets, cookie trays, ice cube trays, scales, an apron. Well, I'm going to send you an apron anyway. You'll also need your labels and your bags and your first lot of ingredients to get started and making money. Now, when you hang up your apron as a Primalista, you'll be able to move on the things that I've highlighted in green to other Primalistas. So we have a big on-selling market in the Primalista Facebook group where you can buy tins, labels, bags off Primalistas who are hanging up their apron, which is really cool. So Primalista Amy said, having only started not quite 2 months ago, I've been blown away with how instant the cash flow was. So she's in her 3rd year now, and she's my Primalista, which is great because I don't spend much time in the kitchen now. So we order a whole batch of cookies from her every week, and whatever else we're having, granolas, wraps, breads. It's fantastic. And big shout out to Primalista Amy, who helped me put together all of the mixes and cookies for the VOD boxes, because we weren't sure if they were going to sell. So I was like, oh, maybe just do 6. Then I was like, I need 30 now. And she moved heaven and earth to get those to me so we could ship those out to you. So that was a lot of fun. So next part of the session is I'm going to show you how you can make a full-time income working as little as 3 days a week by introducing you to our Primalistas. Now, as I mentioned before, this is both sides of the story kind of situation, right? And the Primalista license is like most things in life. You get out what you put in. And I'm about to share real life examples from our Primalistas, but Primal Alternative does not make any guarantees on earnings, as that's dependent on your commitment, personal factors, and circumstances. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, thank God. It is about rolling up your sleeves and showing up for yourself and people and offering value. And it will take some hard work to succeed, like anything in life, right? So meet Primalista Rosie. Rosie's in her 5th year as a Primalista. Her business has consecutively turned over $75,000, which is $6,250 a month. Her profit, gross profit, is about 55%. She bakes 3.5 days a week, and she has 6 weeks annual leave. She's also a mum, and she's also studying. So Rosie is really embracing Primalista life with her lifestyle, income, and impact. And let's hear from Rosie.
I don't know if this is just me, but I really appreciate the fact that I'm at home and I am able to sort of combine my housework and my baking sort of into one. I always think that, if I was going out to work, if I was going, to a job somewhere, I would have to come home to a messy house. Whereas here, I bake, then I quickly vacuum and, tidy up the sink and clean the dishes, and then I'm finished, and the house is clean. And that's great. The other thing is, you can, if you're managing a household, you can also just put a load of washing on here and there. Have lunch when you want to. Hang the washing out, bring it in. You can combine all those activities. Yeah, you also get to, it's also really good that you can start work, at a time that suits you. Some people prefer to bake in the evening. I personally prefer to bake sort of morning time and have it done by by the time school's finished. I can get up. I don't ever have to set my alarm pretty much. Occasionally I will if I want to get a head start. Other than the markets, of course, I do have to set my alarm for that.
Stop.
I don't know if this is just...
It's live, right? Primalista Chicken is in her 6th year, and she bakes every 2 to 3 weeks. So Chicken is amazing. She works full time. She's an insurance broker, highly successful, and she just bakes every 2 to 3 weeks. And the way that Chicken likes to bake is on a Friday night with a glass of wine or two. And she gets all her orders together, and she props out the music in the kitchen, and she bakes, and she loves it. And she doesn't have any stockists. She doesn't have any website, Facebook page, none of that. Just on her personal Facebook page, she says something really intricate copy, not like, it's that time again, folks. I'm baking, putting on my baking hat. That's it, right? And she gets $1,000 worth of orders from her friends, right? So how cool is that? So here's a little video I put together to celebrate Chicken's 5th Primiversary, just a little snapshot of all the fun times we've had together. That looks like fun, doesn't it? Primalista Ash in her 2nd year. Love Ash. You might have spoke to Ash if you've had a Primalista call. Actually, just a quick question. Has anybody had a Primalista call? And already had one. So Ash is on the dream team, the calls team, and her business turns over 54,000. She bakes 3 days a week. She says the Primalista license ticked all of her boxes after being a serial stalker. Any other serial stalkers here? I know Primalista Amanda is, who's joining us next.
I don't even know how long I was stalking for. It was quite a while, because I remember I had quite a few conversations with my partner being like, can you just have a look at this? Like, what do you think of this? And sort of seeking that approval, I guess. But yeah, it was quite a while, and I just kept going back to the website, reading through everything. I think I booked a couple of calls with you, and then was like, oh, I don't know. And then, yeah, realized that actually I'm going to do it. But sorry, what was the second question? It was the money side for us. I was a little bit concerned, but once I, said yes to you, I just knew I was going to make it happen, because it was something that I wanted to do. And I did make it happen. I have been through that 1st year, and I have paid it off, and our family has gone on as per usual. So I just realized that, if you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. So I think just the old school way of thinking of like, oh, maybe later, maybe when we've got more money, maybe then it will work. But really, it did work, and I should have done it earlier.
I can see Primalista Manda is getting ready for the baking demo, which we're going to go to live very soon. Sorry, Manda, I'm running slightly behind schedule. I'll get my ass in gear. And don't forget as well, we've got real life Primalistas joining us after the baking demo. So what you've seen so far is pre-recorded stuff. So let me tell you about Primalista Geeta from New South Wales. She's in her 5th year as a Primalista. She works full-time as well in education. And in the last financial year, her business made $20,000 just baking on a weekend. And she's currently on a baking break. And she says, if you're looking for a holistic business, you will reap the rewards from this small investment.
Just take the first step. If you have any doubts, we have the answers for you. You know, I think each and every one of us, we all come with those doubts. I mean, like I said, I'm at a different stage of life, so yes, I had questions. That's why I booked a call with you, and you have all the answers. So if you are sitting on the fence for the small investment, you will rate, like, not just financial. There's so many benefits in this. And can I just tell everyone how good we call it the sisterhood, and how we all support each other. We all have each other's back, and, you know, everyone's there to help each other. So if you want like a holistic career or holistic way of earning some money while being at home, especially if you have young children, it is the best thing. But take the first step. We have the answers for you, and we all have the same, you know, I guess, doubts and questions, and and you can make it work.
You know what I love about that clip from Geeta is the room's really dark, and then she talks about sisterhood and the room lights up. Have you noticed that? I just love that. Just sisterhood and it all goes bright. I just love that. That's really magic. So successful business, like who says what a successful business is? Like, you get to decide what a successful business looks like for you. And I've shown you some clips there of different women in different stages and making it work for them, whether it's a hobby that pays or it's their main source of income. So it's up to you to determine that. And is it something that you get paid to do, something that you love every day, to be your own boss, choose the hours you work, decide on when you want to take a break, or never miss a social commitment or important family moment again because of work. So how much can I earn as a Primalista? Now, this is one thing that I really like to do, just have everything out there, full transparency, so you can decide if you think this is a good pricing model or not. So on average, our cost to produce is about 30% of the retail price of a product. So this is our mixes, I think. So I've got little heads everywhere. It's hard to see what's on the slide. Cookies and breads. As you can see, the margin's pretty similar for each. So if you wanted to earn, I quite like a good visual. So this is about $1,200 worth of orders. And if you bake this much, it would take you about 10 hours once you got the hang of it. And it's really important to really cluster your bake days together. So I would start with one bake day and put all your orders into that day so you can get into that flow state and really smash them out, right? Because by the time you have got all your ingredients out and tidied up, you might as well do a big bake than just put the oven on 4 days a week to do a little bit of baking. Now, just touching on the cost of energy increasing, putting your domestic oven on, the biggest cost to run your oven is in the warming up of the oven. Once the oven's on, it's on, and it doesn't cost that much to keep it on. So again, another good call for having 1 or 2 set bake days. And then you're probably going to use your oven anyway in your kitchen. So just be really mindful of, you know, if you are going to be putting it on a casserole after your bake day or whatever, that you put it on while your oven's warm. So little things like that. It's not going to be a real determining factor on the profitability of your business versus a bakery who's got big commercial ovens, that they're running that all year round, all day and every week, it could be a bit more of a factor for that kind of business. But for a small cottage style micro business like this, not a huge impact. So let's talk about the membership bonuses and 7-day cooling off guarantee. So this is exciting. You might want to take some screenshots here. So this is a normal price. There's a $1,000 joining fee, and then you can either pay your Primalista license upfront for $5,500 and save $500, or you can pay on a payment plan of $620 a month for the first 12 months, and then just $120 a month after that. However, as an amazing bonus for today's virtual open day, if you join Primal Alternative before November the 24th, that's next Thursday at 12 o'clock, you can get $0 joining fee. You're also going to get these bonuses worth $1,700. So that includes a baking starter kit and over $1,000 of digital bonuses, including my signature health coaching courses, Thrive and Set for Life, and my business blueprint, which I showed you a video of earlier, which is a values-based business planner, and you're all over your values now. There's also Aligning for Success, which is an EFT tapping course to help you unblock any of those limiting beliefs that will always come up when you're starting a business. So what's in the baking starter kit? You'll get over 220 personalized labels for your first few bakes, a fair trade organic primal alternative apron with your name and state on it, 6 primal alternative bread tins, a one-on-one coaching session to have with me whenever you like, and 200 compostable cellophane bags for your first few bakes. So other than your food business registration, your insurance, and your first lot of ingredients, that's all you're going to need to get started in generating cash flow for your business. Now, there's a super fab bonus of the Primalista Mentor Program, which is starting on November the 28th. It's a power PMP. So we're going to crack it out in 3 weeks, which means that you'll be able to get your paperwork into council before Christmas. And then you can just kick back over summer, knowing that you have got a juicy project for 2023. There's a 7-day cooling off guarantee. So that just means when you join Primal Alternative, you have a full 7 days to check out all the materials and start your business. And if at any point during those first 7 days you decide it's not for you, just let me know and we'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. I do have people exercise the cooling off guarantee, but it's never because the recipes and resources are poo. It's usually because doubts and fears have taken over from their vision of where they want to go. And that's cool too. So here is that fast action bonus that I mentioned at the start of this session. So if you join Primal Alternative today, you will get 3 months Primalista membership for free. So that's a saving of an extra $360. So this is just available if you pay upfront. So how this would work would be you pay your $5,500 upfront today, get access to everything, start working on it if you want to, and you don't have to pay anything else until February. Now that is a really no exceptions on this one. So if you're watching the replay and it's Thursday, then you missed the boat on this one. But this is a really fast action bonus. Jump in, get an extra 3 months saving. So just to bring that down even further, I've thrown a lot of numbers at you there, but that's just $20 a day for the first year. And then it's just $4 a day after that. And just to recap, you can pay your license fee up front for $5,500, or on a payment plan, 12 payments of $500, and a monthly membership of $120 ongoing. So you might have heard people mention Primalista calls. I had a call. We're doing it differently. This is a virtual open day. You are taking the time to spend with me now. You're going through the process. You're going through exactly what we would cover on a Primalista call anyway. Instead of doing it one-to-one, it's more one-to-many. So there's no sales pitch. There's no appointment. You can just watch the virtual open day. And if you feel it's a good fit for you, you can go. So this is how to join Primal Alternative. It's so brand new. We've got all new QR codes, never used those before. Pretty cool and fancy. So you can join at primalalternative.com/join, brand new page that we've had made for today. You can use this QR code, just scan that, and that'll take you straight to the joining page. There is going to be a price increase in 2023. And I'm also reviewing the bonuses, because if you add up the cost to join and all those bonuses, there's a pretty generous offering. So I just need to make sure it's viable for the business going into 2023. The doors are going to close. We don't normally do this either. On November the 24th, that will be the final day you can join Primal Alternative in 2022. What have I got now? Oh, a little video for you on how to join.
Joining Primal Alternative as a Primalista has never been easier. And this is a super exciting new page that we've had made for this virtual open day. And it's at primalalternative.com/join. So you can come on here, and if you know that this is a good fit for you, you've watched the day's events and you're in, then just go straight to join Primal Alternative now. But if you like to just get a review, have something succinct to talk through with your partner or your mom or your bestie, then head here, because everything that I've shared with you in the virtual open day is here, including how to join, what you'll get as a Primalista, and some Primalista testimonials, and how getting started is easy without upfront or monthly payment plans. So here is the process of how to get started. And the first step's dead easy. You're just going to choose and set up your preferred payment method upfront, which is the best value, or the payment plan, which is the most flexible. And then going to show you how to complete the Easy Debit Authority for the $120 a month monthly membership, which is an ongoing payment. And you will review and complete the Primalista license agreement. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm recording this on Friday ahead of the open day on Tuesday. And I'm really hoping that my amazing assistant figures out a way where we can just have a bit of a checkbox somewhere around here, so we can skip step 3. But I will talk you through all of it just in case. So you want to decide, are you paying up front? So when you pay up front, you save $1,500. And if you go on the payment plan, you still save $1,000 because the joining fee is waived, which is sensational. It's such like the best time to get on board. And remember that if you're watching this at the virtual open day, you're also going to skip 3 months monthly membership. The first 3 months will be free if you take the fast action bonus and join today, Tuesday, and that will be gone by midnight. No exceptions. Please don't ask for that if it's after Tuesday, because that is just a fast action bonus. And really, I kind of thank you to people who've joined me for the day and taken action. So I'm going to pay up front because I see the best value for money there. So doing it this way and joining on Tuesday, I'm saving $1,500 off my license, and also $360 off my monthly membership. So I'm like winning. So you're just going to enter all your details into here and click pay, and you are in. Now, once you have done that, you are going to head on over to your inbox. And with the power of television, I'm in my inbox, and you will receive an email that'll look like this. It's from Easy Debit, and you're going to click on here to set up payment. So it's going to take me through to the Easy Debit Authority. It's really easy. As you can see, most of it has been pre-populated, and you just decide, am I going to be paying this monthly membership with a credit card or a bank account? And then just enter your details into there. Check these 2 boxes and acknowledge that if there is a dishonored payment, then there'll be a $21.90 failed payment fee, which Easy Debit will keep. And that's that bit done. You are all set up for that. And then back into your inbox again, you are going to receive the Primal Alternative License Agreement to review and complete. You just simply click this button. It'll take you through, and you can do that all electronically. It will send you an emailed copy and myself. I won't click through and do it because it knows it's me and it won't let me do it. And then once you have followed those 3 steps, you know you are in when you get this email from me. It's not a blank email. There we go. Just a blank email from me. Yeah, that's it. No, not really. So you'll get a video from me, a welcome Primalista H. Just talk to myself. And the next steps are here. And what you can expect in this really awesome email onboarding series is how to get your web access, so how to get your hands on those recipes and resources. And over the next few days, via email, I'll be right by your side, helping you set up your business, helping you get those ingredients and equipment and all the other things, and dealing with the emotional TERIC-certified feelings that you will experience along the way. So you'll have myself in your inbox every day. You'll have your new Primalista sisters behind you as well. And you're in. You have made that leap. You ain't on the fence anymore. Go you. Thanks, Helen of the past. Right, I do apologize for blurriness and droppy outiness and jumping aroundiness with unstable internet. My apologies. There was a question, can it be a $0 joining fee on the payment plan? Yes. So whether you do payment plan or upfront, $0 joining fee. The only additional bonus is if you join and you pay upfront, is you get 3 months membership for free. So hanging up your apron, what about if you want to quit? So Primalista Carolyn said, I've loved my time as a Primalista and learned many new skills and discovered some wonderful attributes I was previously unaware of. Primalista Tanya says, I have grown and learned so much during my 3.5 years as a Primalista. The community has been one of the warmest, most helpful and supportive spaces, and I've absolutely loved being part of it. So I'm never sad when a Primalista hangs up her apron, because I know that when you start a business, that you are going to have incredible growth. You're going to be able to contribute in a new and meaningful way and have amazing new experiences. And like Geeta said, it's so much more than just a monetary return on investment. And this is real life learning on the job versus a course investment where you might do, like I did, a primal health coaching course. You then have to go out and create a business and figure out what you're going to call yourself and spend ages figuring out fonts and colors and all of that. Like, it's all done, right? And you only need to give 7 days notice. It's not like a 3-year rolling contract or anything like that. And really that 7 days notice is just enough time to make sure that we can stop your easy debit payments. That's really all that is for. So after hearing what's available with the Primalista license and seeing how it could get you closer to what you want to do, have you got any other questions or concerns that I haven't covered? And whilst you're putting together your final questions, and we will be going across to Manda in the kitchen in approximately 1 minute, I'm going to leave you with this survey, which answers most of the common questions. To music, of course.
Germany. All right. Great question from Catherine. How does the payment plan work if you give notice within a year? Okay, so anything that's remaining on the Primalista license, you would need to pay that off if you hung up your apron. So the Primalista license payment is in exchange for access to the Primal Alternative Intellectual Property, or we call it recipes and resources. How many active profitable Primalistas are there at the moment? There are about 120 active Primalistas at the moment, and that makes sense. Perfect. All right. We're going to meet some of them in a minute, but just a reminder, the Primalista intake ends 24th of November. So the place to join is primalalternative.com/join. And coming up next is the baking demo with Primalist Amanda and the Primalista panel. So you know the drill. I'm doing really good at remembering to stop recording and start recording. I'm so proud of myself. Ooh, go me. How many times have I done these, Amanda, and just forgot to press record? And they go, oh no. Can you have animals in your house? Yes, that we're going to cover more on that in the do your own research section, which is coming up after the baking demo. And with the premixes and breads and pizzas, do you make them ourselves? That's a really common question as well. Yes, you do. So the mixes are just the dry ingredients of the ready-made products. So Primalistas, you literally just weigh them into a bag, seal the bag, put the label on, and they have the same profit margin as the ready-made products. Good, huh? That's good. So we've got our Primalista panel arriving here. Hey, Amy. I'm running a bit behind schedule, so we're just going to go to Manda. Actually, no, don't forget to stop and start it. I'm going to stop recording.